And I think he'll be pretty happy with that one.
This time around, Unicorns did not ban the caster in, so TSM did not take the LeBlanc from them.
And they were kind of banking on the fact that Bjergsen hasn't put in a lot of time on Kassadin, I believe, by early picking that LeBlanc with Kassadin still up. The other thing we always mention is that LeBlanc still can, have pressure early on a Kassadin in lane, especially if, they go for the 2 versus 2s.
So that's actually the funny thing now. TSM's late game, I really like it. I really like their late game setup with the Kassadin, where for me it's Unicorns of Love who needs to snowball early now and not go to late game, which normally is not the playstyle they like to play. They have to actually now show a great early game.
The one thing I'm seeing here, the open window for Unicorns of Love, the 2 versus 2 in a LeBlanc with a Warwick versus Kassadin and Kha'Zix. If the LeBlanc starts it up, how you want to do from the bottom side, you can have LeBlanc start the initiation, chain the Kassadin. Once Warwick gets in there, you can have the fear for, even if Kha'Zix is there for a counter gank, you get both of them in the fear and you can still focus one down.
I also think the top lane, if it is a 2v2 setup, is good for Unicorns of Love. But again, so much comes down to how good is the early game. It's not been great 2 games in a row. They do not have the better late game combo all of a sudden against TSM.
Well, let's see whether or not Samix and Hillsong can use it to get an advantage. Remember last game, they were down 30 CS by 5 minutes. Engage goes in, Biofrost is caught out, flashes may be needed. Already used, somebody heal! First blood picked up by Hillsong. Double F's trying to turn around. Sam
left bottom lane right now. Might get caught out.
Sven is coming down the river, though. They have to be careful. Biofrost does get caught.
A lot of damage already down. Samix and Hilly trying to shut him down. They will get the first kill of the fight before Samix is shut down. Svenskeren manages to leap forward, and Hilly throws down the flash. Gonna look underneath the tower. Double lift, sends out the volley.
That play, Biofrost back out to #1 objective. Controlling the Vizier around the mid lane. TSM do have advantage here in the brush.
Death Sentence comes down. Xerxes still no access to his ultimate. Dash over the wall for Svenskeren. Exile forced to distort backwards. It's going to be Hilly going down, and Bjergsen gets his first kill of the game.
And he's going to expect his roam at the same time as his lane pressure because he has counter-ganked them many times by mid.
Well, 2 chains into infinite duress. Flash forward, Xerxes kills.
Blood, and they were pushing up that they had a lot, but TSM have retaken it.
All right, quickness comes out. Death Sentence actually interrupts Hillsong. Svenskeren's going to jump in, and with the help of Double, pick up an easy kill for TSM.
And not only river vision, but also entire red quadrant vision. TSM
wave to try and wave clear, and then you could obviously shoot the arrow onto him. But Exile didn't do it.
Yeah, that implied pressure, the implied threat of Biofrost, constantly out of vision. Going to keep them playing safe. Turret almost even going down here, but Unicorn's teleporting in.
All right, Exile's going to find the charm. That's a 2-man knock-up. The quickness to follow. Bjergsen's already out of the fight. Double Lift fires down the arrow, catches onto Hilly as Chachi's TP kills Double Lift.
Good pick for Unicorns. They need to get some pressure on the objective afterwards as well.
Bjergsen forced to flash away, but Exile traded his in reply. Svenskeren waiting over the walls of the Raptor camp, and Hornster's got a big cask waiting.
Bjergsen with TP up. He's going back to base now. They were pinging on a ward behind Unicorns, but they're not going for it. This is what we want to see, some aggressive plays here. You gotta keep forcing some of these fights before TSM gets full late game. I like the engage from Unicorns of Love. Sadly for them, they only got that 1 kill, but they got tower at least, and now someone's fighting.
Dicking around, and Hornster kills Exile. There's the teleport you talked about as Bjergsen. Rift walks into the river. Defensive flash from Samix already. Hilly's going to try dash to safety. 4-man stack. Gets the knock-up in, gets the flight back out.
Oh, he thinks they're all back in base.
He's toast.
No flash for Double Lift. Looking for the knock-up. Manages to fight.
The kill back. Oh, we're back in it.
We are indeed, and Bjergsen's already dead. Hornster's thrown down the barrel to try and buy some time as Samix was the one that got that credit. Svenskeren's running for his life, and TSM disengage.
Oh, not going to be able to do so.
No, they're not. Infinite Duress comes out. The knock-up is flashed away from Bio.
I think TSM are actually getting too lax. Yesterday on the desk, I said the one thing you don't want to do against Unicorns in the mid-game, send your 80 carry to split push on the side waves, because that's why charging mid works for them.
Another flash used, so it's Biofrost and Double Lift. The gnaw backwards into the Blade Caller route. It's a kill for Exile. The Rift Herald slams down the mid-inner turret, and the Unicorns have a gold lead as we are happily into Hornster here. Got that Warden's Mail, a little bit of armor, and Xerxes, as it stands, he's now going to look for the Dragon. Okay, Double Lift's the target, no flash, remember. Vizier was able to bait that earlier.
Yeah, now TSM just falling apart because there's so much mobility on the side of Unicorns of Love with LeBlanc and Rakan in.
He gets chunked down by the Lichbane fully stacked rower of Bjergsen. Ash Arrow caught the Mimic. I think that was the ultimate of LeBlanc. Is now Svenskeren. He's looking for Samux. Samux with the Feather Storm, forced to flash to safety. A great gnaw! Buys enough time for Samux to escape. Haunce's barrel was better! Svenskeren gets the first kill, followed quickly by Double Lift. Bjergsen, another for Svenskeren. TSM, Ace, Unicorn.
Clean ace, and that's going to be buried. TSM looking to put North America on the top.
Hauncer, the hero, manages to bounce Unicorns away. And the Unicorns of Love lose Baron, lose control, and they're in a game where their opponents scale. That might lose them the game.
All that hard work here.
Unicorns of Love, by the way, got a total 10 kills in their 2 previous games. They get one more, they will equal it. Unfortunately, though, they ain't going to be very difficult. That's a good stun into Double Lift. He's able to QSS his way to safety. Infinite Duress comes out. It's a fight on 2 fronts. Haunce is down on the side of TSM, but the 4-man stack is flying forward. TSM have lost a second. Svenskeren's out. Samux is still relatively untouched. Now he's getting hammered down. Blade Caller comes out as Bjergsen Rift walks to safety. Xerxes gets caught by the death sentence. Buys a couple times. Samux gets the kill, though, and Bio's going to be the next target. Hilly will have his cooldowns available soon as Bjergsen waits in the wings. He stood right on top of a ward, though, and forced to run away. Teleport coming out from Exile into the mid lane.
Yeah, not only the ward, but blood scent. You can't hide from that. Xerxes on the trail.
Oh, and Atlanta, no, just takes the gate.
Gonna look for an engage, decides to bounce away. Exile, how confident is he feeling, decides against it.
All right, you get your kills right there, Trevor.
Trying to get Exile as he goes back to Distortion, but a little bit early means there will be no engage. He's Mega.
Mega Gnaw manages to connect Svenskeren against the wall. The Lantern's taken by Hauncer. Svenskeren's out the fight, but there's damage onto Bjergsen. He goes golden with the Hourglass. Samux puts down the Feather Storm into nothing. TSM have already disengaged. Nobody's died yet.
Double Lift is actually playing it so well. He hits the arrow too.
Exile was stunned up for a few seconds. Up on the front line, all of a sudden Xerxes getting more than 48 damage this time round. They trade mid laner for support. Bjergsen stays alive. Gets away. TSM are winning this fight.
Unicorns almost managed to chain CC the Kassadin, but he got the Hourglass off. Samux still alive.
He is indeed. Look at the damage coming down from Double Lift, though, as Samux gets shut down by TSM.
And suddenly you lose that fight. It's the same thing. You look at a Kassadin, you want to kill him. He gets the Hourglass off. He's jumping out. That was almost everything invested by Unicorns on him. And so
2015 Intel Extreme Masters World Final. And it was the last time they got a 3-0 as well. They're on the verge of doing it again against Europe. However, Samux has something to say about it before Hilisan gets shut down. Featherstorm goes out, and despite losing a member early, TSM are putting it back on UOL. Xerxes running for his life as Bjergsen uses the Hourglass under the tower. Death sentence onto Samux may sentence UOL to death. Exile gets one back before being shut down himself, and TSM have long death timers to work with.
They've got 3 members here with only Samux standing in their way. 2 Nexus turrets to go down.
The Nexus turrets are falling. First is the victim. Baron-empowered minions. They've got to deal with Samux. The death sentence might just be it. Yes, it is. Double Lift secures the ace as the Nexus turrets slowly take it down.
Hill is now up. They've got another challenger to approach, but it's just the support.
Yeah, there's too many minions. There's too much damage. And on this day, your Rift rival champions, TSM, declare NA greater than EU.
And they will return to North America a very happy team. Hard work paying off. Improvements in their mid-game, improvements in their coordination, improvements in their shot calling. TSM only dropped a single game here at Rift Rivals.
I think just that coordination point is just so key with Svenskeren and Bifrost, Svenskeren and Bjergsen as well. Them always managing to coordinate these plays. Early on, just none of the European teams had an answer against the mid lane pressure with the jungler as well from TSM.
Exceptional performance. The undoubtable best team from groups. The undoubtable best team in the finals.
The undoubted best team in the West.
Proven in the finals, Rift rival champions. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Rift Rivals champions, TSM! While NA teams will be taking back jubilation, growth, development, a hell of a lot of bragging rights. EU goes back to the drawing board and figures out what the hell we're doing wrong.
A lot of things, it seems, right now, but yes, that is something for the European teams to look at. A lot of praise goes to North America. They came in here and they looked way better than the European teams.
Definitely excited to see what TSM